It's time now for County-Wide, a presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. You'll hear about the interesting issues and happenings that affect all our lives. Here's today's County-Wide.
Well, a good day to you and welcome to the program. I'm Brad Miller and it is County-Wide. And we're very happy to welcome via Zoom today, Kathy Farretta is a board member with the Arizona Science Festival, Science Fair, that is coming up very quickly on our calendar, and we're going to talk about that today. But Kathy, help me steer the acknowledgments here at the top of the show. Your kind of day job, if you will, in addition to being a board member, is with First Things First, and that priority is about education and advocacy for kids, for students of really all ages. Did I get that right?
Well, birth to 5, we're really interested in raising awareness about the importance of investing in those early years.
Okay.
About 90% of your brain develops before age 5.
Isn't that wild?
Yes.
Isn't that some? I've got a little grandson who's just about 1 year old, and I'll tell you, I don't even recall this so much with my own kids because maybe you're just so busy with them in the house all the time. But with my grandson, he's there, kind of part-time, and you can just see him learning things.
Yes, they have an amazing capacity to learn. They're born designed to learn, and they're soaking up. And while they're soaking that all up, they're making neural connections. And the more neural connections they make during that time period, the better it is for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's just really something to see. And that must be an extremely rewarding line of work that you're in. Well, let's talk about how First Things First and educating youngsters kind of applies to the Science Fest. I want to tell everybody at the top here, scifest.org is the website, a terrific website, very comprehensive. You can go there and find a lot of information about this event that we're talking to, and that's coming up beginning on September 20th and then running for roughly a week or so. There's a lot to it, a lot of things happening, and always an exciting piece of an exciting presentation to come to Northern Arizona, the Flagstaff Festival of Science, 35th anniversary here in 2024. So that's terrific. Talk to me a little bit about this year. Can I start with the theme? Accelerating innovation. To me, that sounds like it has an educational tone, as a lot of things at the Science Festival do. Is that accurate to say?
Sort of. It's about accelerating innovation in all science type things and about how science is always innovating and changing and getting better and working towards that. It's also kind of fun because it's AI.
Yeah, I noticed that right away.
Yeah, our
Right.
keynote speaker is Yana Eggers, and she's going to talk about AI, the good, the bad, and the beautiful at our keynote presentation on Friday evening, the September 20th.
There's an awful lot of folks. AI has been part of our vernacular for a few years now, and it's certainly jumped into some practical usage for a lot of people, but others are still a little bit shy of it. There's all the fun things with the Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of movie visions storming through our heads. But it seems to me, from what little I understand about it, AI really is something that's affecting us now, but in more subtle ways. Am I getting it right, or am I not seeing the bigger picture?
Oh, I think you're right. I mean, it will be influencing things that we do in many ways, some of them less subtle than others.
Yeah.
Right now, there are lots and lots of tools, if you're in business, that you can put to your advantage to help you accomplish your daily tasks. So there's just so much growth there. And then there's also other things that AI can do for us that are gaining in, like there's medical advancements and so forth that AI is able to help us with. So it's really a lot of interesting promise. And Yana Eggers is really going to dig into the future promise of AI, as well as talking about some of the potential threats and Arnold Schwarzenegger concerns.
Well, I think that's it. I think people have these, visions of AI kind of run amok, that there's no pilot at the controls. And that can be, a little bit scary. Is that a practical thing to look at, or is that just science fiction?
Oh, at this point, that's a science fiction kind of thing. The AI isn't anywhere near those levels that you're seeing in the movies. So it's definitely not something
Yeah.
to be worried about right now.
It seems like a lot of us have been introduced to artificial intelligence through writing. We do commercials here and we do promotional things that all have to be written. And I myself haven't kind of gotten in there. I'm still scared. Maybe I'll come to the science festival and I'll be more accepting and open. But a lot of us, a lot of our crew members here have kind of gotten into that, some assistance with writing either commercials or just kind of different things that are presented. So we see that here even at our small radio station. Is kind of the written word a good way to introduce ourselves to AI? It seems like that's where a lot of people have jumped in.
Well, it's the models that are prevalent right now, like ChatGPT, GPT are focused on writing. And so they've been developed with language models and writing. And so I think it's a good way to introduce yourself to the tools that are available. And those tools can really take the edge off of some of your more menial tasks, but it's not the same as a person writing a story or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can notice it. I think we kind of clean it up. I haven't seen anything yet that came straight, through the AI, and finding the appropriate prompt seems to be the real key to mastering that wizardry. And then kind of what comes out has never been like, ready for market on our end. So it's really a tool, as the word that you used. And I think that seems to be absolutely correct. It's not simply an autopilot in the way we would envision an airplane. You still need a pilot in that airplane to land that thing and to take off and to watch for any trouble and things like that. And it seems like even at the entry level where I'm at with AI, that's very much still the reality of it.
Yes, I would agree. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a
But
little
we're
bit.
also going to see during the festival other things of applications. We have a drone workshop where the person who is doing and showing the drones is actually using AI as one of the tools to analyze all the data that she's gathering to assist in wildfire fighting on wild lands. So there's all sorts of little interesting ways that AI can be brought in to help in all different kinds of situations.
Yeah, mapping. We had a little bit about that with some of our wildfires this summer, and that was the first time I'd heard about that kind of happening. The drone usage, and they've become incredible tools in a lot of different ways. Wildfire fighting in our area would be a close and a good example. Let's do this, Kathy. We need to take just a short break. When we come back, I want to kind of combine a little bit more of your daytime job and your board membership with the Science Festival in terms of education. This sure sounds, when I hear Sci-Fest, I'm thinking youngsters and kids, students, are really going to have a lot there that is going to be compelling to them. So can we do that when we come back?
Yes.
We'll do that. All right. Our guest today, Kathy Farretta, and one of the biggest events in Northern Arizona comes up very, very soon. September 20th through the 29th, the Flagstaff Festival of Science, and the 35th anniversary of that event is here this year, 2024. Kathy Farretta, our guest. I'm Brad Miller. We'll be back to Countywide right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Thank you so very much for your generosity and kindness in helping others. I hope that you take advantage of the many Arizona state tax credits available when giving to qualified charities and schools. If you haven't taken advantage, I hope you'll ask your favorite charity if they qualify. You can go to Arizona Department of Revenue website, search for tax credits, and look at the list of qualifying charities. Then look at your latest Arizona income tax return and see how an Arizona tax credit can benefit many. This is Lewis saying thanks again.
Let's talk. That's the message from Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, providing a personal touch when making insurance and financial decisions. Jonna will simplify your insurance needs while offering competitive pricing. Let's talk auto, home, life, and farm. Call Jonna at Farm Bureau today at 928-649-8686. Your Cottonwood Farm Bureau property and casualty insurance company. At Farm Bureau, they insure more than just farms.
Welcome back to the program, Countywide. I'm Brad Miller, and again, our studio guest actually on Zoom today, Kathy Farretta, is a board member with the Flagstaff Festival of Science, and she's also a part of First Things First and works with young people. Education is key to a young person's development. Kathy's at the front line of that, and it seems like a perfect match. When I hear science fair, I got to think that there's going to be a lot of attractive things there for kids, youngsters, and their parents, students. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. We have over 100 events. They're targeted at all ages, including some events that are targeted at those early years, birth to 5, which is what First Things First is, raising awareness about the importance of brain development in those early years.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the other kind of specific events, whether kid-friendly or grown-ups or whatnot. But some of the highlights, there's always a full calendar over this more than a week of things that'll happen. And then did I see it correctly that there will be even some of the kind of lecture-based presentations will be available for streaming off-site?
That is correct. So we have a lot of in-person like hikes and open houses, and a lot of those are happening on the weekends. But we also have a few lectures and presentations from local scientists, and we will be streaming those. There's about one every day during the week that will be streamed, and you'll be able to watch those on our YouTube channel. So those events are listed in our program, and you can see them. You can see all of our events by going to our website, scifest.org, or you can download our app, the Flagstaff Festival of Science app on your phone, and that has all the events, and you can see the things that are going to be streamed listed right there. Then if you're able to come up to Flagstaff, especially on the weekends, we have all kinds of in-person type hikes and open houses. We have a really interesting archaeological site here next to town called Eldon Pueblo, and it's on Forest Service land. And they have an open house where you actually get to help with the archaeology and do some digging. We also have a walk near Sunset Crater where the astronauts trained, and they actually made the surface of an area of the cinder pits there look like the surface of the moon. And there's going to be a walking tour over there. New this year, we have a geologic hazards of Flagstaff. That's a driving tour that a geologist from the U.S. Geological Survey is going to lead a little train of carpoolers around and look at some interesting things like the infamous bottomless pits. The Naval Observatory is participating this year with a number of tours. So those are always highly sought after. That's a military installation, the U.S. Naval Observatory. So they have lots of security issues in place, and it's not always easy to get in there.
Yeah. This is incredible. I didn't realize, and I probably should have, it seems like such a natural, obvious fit, that so much of like many of the events and different offerings that you just mentioned are very much specific to our lay of the land, our either geography or things that have gone on here in the past, the space training, the astronaut training at Sunset Crater. I've kind of heard of that. I've never really kind of considered that even today, scientists and students and interested parties can still kind of cull knowledge and information from some of the same things that they were learning, NASA astronauts might have been learning decades ago. All of that stuff is still here in our glorious Northland.
Absolutely. And everyone who walked on the moon trained here in the Flagstaff area. Yeah. And we have a new project now, Artemis, that will be going to the moon soon, and they're going to be training here again. So we continue to have that tie with the space, with NASA, with astronauts, and we love to talk about that.
Yeah. Here's a weird fun fact. I recently watched the late 60s movie Easy Rider, and I hadn't seen it in many, many, many years. There's an entire segment, about a 10, 12-minute segment at the very beginning of the movie at Sunset Crater. And it's, awesome. When I was younger and saw it, I, of course, had never been to Sunset yet. I didn't know anything about it. Now it's unmistakable that this hippy-dippy movie, this kind of subcultural icon, really focuses on one of the most beautiful parts of northern Arizona. It's along the entry road, and you see Sunset Crater, you see some of the lava flows, certainly the greenery and the finery there. But there's a lengthy segment that was filmed right there, and I thought, well, why wouldn't you film something in this beautiful area? So that spot's been known to.
I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, and
right now that road is full of sunflowers.
Oh, is that right? Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, it's right up in the front. I just found it kind of interesting to recognize it after seeing that movie so long ago. Well, that's cool. Now, you mentioned something else that'll be kind of off-site that's coming to Cornville. Is that part of the Sci-Fest, or is this a different kind of breakout thing?
No, it's part of the Flagstaff Festival of Science. In fact, we've partnered with Gail Morris, who's part of the Monarch Butterfly tagging team for a long time now. And she generally does tagging activities as part of the Flagstaff Festival of Science. She often does them at Red Rock State Park. This year, she's going to do one at Bubbling Ponds Fish Hatchery in Cornville. So if you people are down there and can't make it up to Flagstaff for any of the in-person stuff, you can tag some butterflies down there on the 25th. I think that's Tuesday.
Boy, a monarch butterfly is so delicate. When you say tagging, I think you mean tagging like a cow's ear. How do you tag a monarch butterfly, or am I just looking at this completely wrong?
No, I think you're exactly right, and I'm not exactly sure how it works, so I guess we have to go to the workshop
to
find out how to do it.
How tiny is a monarch's ear?
I think they go for the wing and not the ear.
Yeah, I would imagine they've got it probably got it pretty well figured out. It's just too much.
And I also misspoke. I believe the 25th is Wednesday.
Okay.
So it's going to be on Wednesday, but you can see that at scifest.org or on our app.
Okay. Let's do this. We do need to take another break, and when we come back, we'll kind of wrap it up with Kathy Farretta. And I want to do just what you just did there, Kathy, kind of talk about folks. Can I get tickets? That kind of information, if I only want to attend one or two of the many days, those kinds of things. And we'll repeat the website information so everybody can get where they want to be, see what they want, participate in the events that are most important to them. I'm Brad Miller. Our guest is Kathy Farretta. It's Countywide. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Thank you so very much for your generosity and kindness in helping others. I hope that you take advantage of the many Arizona state tax credits available when giving to qualified charities and schools. If you haven't taken advantage, I hope you'll ask your favorite charity if they qualify. You can go to Arizona Department of Revenue website, search for tax credits, and look at the list of qualifying charities. Then look at your latest Arizona income tax return and see how an Arizona tax credit can benefit many. This is Lewis saying thanks again.
Let's talk. That's the message from Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, providing a personal touch when making insurance and financial decisions. Jonna will simplify your insurance needs while offering competitive pricing. Let's talk auto, home, life, and farm. Call Jonna at Farm Bureau today at 928-649-8686. Your Cottonwood Farm Bureau property and casualty insurance company. At Farm Bureau, they insure more than just farms.
We welcome you back countywide. I'm Brad Miller, and our guest today, Kathy Farretta, joining us via Zoom. Kathy is a board member with the Flagstaff Festival of Science in its 35th year now in 2024. That's terrific. All right. Well, Kathy, this is coming up right away. Now, I know there are many events scattered over those many days, and I know that sometimes there's kind of higher demand. Some of them tend to fill up maybe a little more quickly or have a capacity limit? How's the best? What's the best way for people to find out what the specific events are, which they might attend, and is there cost for tickets, or how does that work?
Everything is free. We're the longest free science festival in the world. We've got over 100 events over 10 days, starting with the keynote on this September 20th in the evening in Flagstaff at Ardrey Auditorium on NAU's campus. The tickets are free, but you do need to log on to our website and get those tickets or through the app. Our website is scifest.org, scifest.org, or you can download our app for the Flagstaff Festival of Science. We do have some events that require advanced reservations. You'll see that indicated in the app or on the website, and then you can click to a link to make your reservations. I don't want you to think that it's just things that you aren't interested in because you don't think of yourself as being interested in science. We have a play. We have a couple of plays this year. One about a woman's journey with breast cancer, a one-woman performance. One that is a parasite play for kids and other people who are interested in parasites. So we have a paint a star map. It's an art project where you get to learn how to paint a star map. So there's all different kinds of activities for all different kinds of people. And if you check out our website or our app, you can see, and everything is free.
Outstanding. I didn't really kind of realize the breadth and the scope, and I've been talking to you folks every year for a number of years now. Well, this is great, Kathy. We appreciate the work that you do all year round to bring this event to us every year. Again, in its 35th season or year, the Flagstaff Festival of Science. It begins on September 20th. And again, look at the app, download that, put that in your phone. You're going to need it again next year and throughout the year, perhaps, or online, scifest.org. With our guest, Kathy Farretta, I'm Brad Miller. It's Countywide. We'll see you next time.
This has been Countywide. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday at this time. If you have a topic or guest idea that you'd like to suggest, email us, news@myradioplace.com.